Hey, I'm going to show you how to set up a teleprompter in your studio, but it's not going to be this one. So I just did a thing. I bought not one, but two teleprompters. Here's why. This one is something I built myself. I've actually cut some metal. I've found this custom monitor, had to install some software to get it to flip. There's this mirror, there's even like this extra shade. That's complicated, all this stuff. So I'm gonna give you a much easier and simpler solution, and I'm super excited about this. This here is a much more elegant solution, and I'm gonna be unboxing and setting this up today for my second teleprompter. So why would I need a second teleprompter when I've already got this one? Well, that is my work desk, and over here is my podcast studio. You see, I've got my mic here, my mixer, I've got my computer. It's a completely different setup, and when I'm shooting my podcasts, this is where I'm looking. This is the camera up on the shelf. And here's the thing, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna be sitting down here, right? And I'm looking way over there at that camera, but my computer is over here. And if I'm looking at the computer screen, then I'm not making eye contact. So when I'm doing my podcast, I'm literally staring at that little black dot right there the whole time, and I can't see the person's face. So what I'm gonna do is take this, the prompter, and stick it up onto that camera. Let's get this thing open. And here we go. There we go. Let's see what's inside of here. Instruction manual. No one needs that. Set up rings. Okay, attach to the lens. Universal shroud backplate. All about. Okay, kind of stuff. Let's see what this is. USB cable. And this is going to be all these different adapters for different lens sizes. Okay, I've worked with teleprompters long enough to understand that this is the monitor, and this is what the camera is going to mount to. So it says mount camera here. Pretty sure that this here is just going to screw onto here. Yep, and then we can adjust how high or low the camera needs to be. That feels very flimsy, but hopefully that's going to work. Let's peel that off. That's not needed. And what I'm going to do is take that camera, mount it here, and make sure it shoots through this. And I think that this thing is gonna come off. That is gonna be way too small. I think that's good, like if you're gonna use like a webcam or something. Well, it says for Facecam Pro, we're gonna be using, oh yeah, here we go. This is gonna go right onto there. Take it. Let's get that camera onto here. All right, let me give you a quick tour of this camera. This camera is the A7S. This is actually the first camera I bought. Prime lens, and it goes to 0.95 camera lens that I had built. This thing on here, so let me just strip that off. You can see here it says M67, so that means that's the diameter of the lens there. So I'm gonna look here to look for the right adapter, and I found it here, that says 67. So I'm gonna pop that out, and that should screw on like that. Perfect. I just realized that I might have done this wrong. I think that this thing is not necessary for me, and this is what I'm supposed to be using because of the way this goes here, and I'm not gonna need that. So I'm gonna unscrew that. So this is gonna be for like if you have a camera that doesn't fit perfectly, I guess. And otherwise, you're gonna be wanting to use something like this that has a really snug fit. Gonna go straight onto there. There we go. That looks more like it. And then I'll mount the camera. Okay, I might have to take that off. And then slide the camera up into there. And then screw this thing on. And it looks like my camera's a little bit oversized for this. That screw hole is not quite fitting, but we're gonna be just fine. Okay, I just realized I made a mistake. I had this mounted this way, but when I flip it this way, then this is the way it's supposed to be. That means I could still access the battery port here. But even when it's the correct way with my lens, because it's a little bit on the large size, this screw is still not gonna quite reach the camera, but we're gonna be okay. Okay, so here's the plan. We're upgrading from this to this. They're actually the same maker, just the big brother, the Joby. Let's get it hooked up. One thing you always need is one of these ball head things to make sure that you can angle it just right. So I'm going to screw that onto the top here. All right, nice and tight. And then it's got to kind of maneuver this thing, bend it, so that it's going roughly in the right direction. So I'm going to put this right here. I don't know if this is going to work. It's still quite heavy toward the back. All right. Let's get this sorted. All right, so I think I've tamed the beast here. This thing is roughly level, and I think it's going to do the job. So let's hook this thing back up. So when you hook these up, there's just a couple things you got to remember. First of all, you need the dummy battery. This is going to go into the camera itself to keep it powered. You need the HDMI. These both go to the camera. And then this here is the USB cord that goes from the monitor, that means this monitor, straight into the computer. Okay, so we've got it set up there in roughly the right position, but it's just a little bit too short and it doesn't quite reach this table. So we're just going to go hop on over to Amazon, and here's what I'm looking for, right? Here's what's important. It says USB 3, 5 Gbps, so that's the right kind. And the connectors are both this USB-A. So we have a female and a male. So I need a 1 meter. I also need a 2 meter one. I'm going to add that to my cart. And this should be here. It says both of them by tomorrow. And boom, all done. All right, guys, I think we are mission accomplished. So you can see that the prompter is up there. And right now I have the camera looking at me. And what I can do is, you see, this is the feed that's coming through the prompter camera. And come with me, I'm gonna click and drag, and way over there in the distance, you could see my video feed. So if you zoom in, then I'm gonna be able to look right at the person I'm having a podcast conversation with while I'm sitting here. And this monitor will be more just like monitoring things that are going on. I got my mixer, and I don't have to sacrifice the other teleprompter that I use for all my meetings and other content creation. And I hope you enjoyed that video about my home studio setup and the different things I'm experimenting with. If you enjoyed this and you want to see more like this, or if you just have some questions and you'd like me to make a video about that, then go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.